Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews, continuing with the BJCP style guidelines. We're on category 10, German wheat beer, some of my all-time favorite styles, and specifically we're on 10A weissbier. Now, we usually call it hefeweizen, but they changed it to weissbier. I don't know why, which means white beer. And for that, we got an all-time classic Schneider Weisse original Tap 7 German hefeweizen ale, 5.4 ABV. Let's get right to the specs here. Overall impression: a pale, refreshing German wheat beer with high carbonation, dry finish, a fluffy mouthfeel, and a distinctive banana and clove yeast character. Let's check the comments, history, all that stuff. These are refreshing, fast-maturing beers that are lightly hopped and show a unique banana and clove yeast character. These beers often don't age well and are best enjoyed while young and fresh. That's absolutely true. The history, you can read that if you want. It's quite popular today, particularly in southern Germany. Characteristic ingredients: by German brewing tradition, at least 50% of the grist must be malted wheat, although some versions use up to 70%. The remainder is typically Pilsner malt. And it's funny because it says decoction mass is traditional, although modern brewers typically don't follow this practice, so it's not really tradition. Well, I guess it was tradition, but it's outdated. The vitals: very low IBUs, 8 to 15. IBUs 2 to 6 SRM, so not very bitter, and it's pretty, pale beer, and 4.3 to 5.6% ABV, so also very light beer. So I am dying to get this in the glass and start drinking. So let's go. All right, so I got the Schneider Weisse in the Spiegel glass. This is the first time I've used this on camera. So, nice looking beer. Let's go right into the aroma. That is the smell of summer. Just huge banana bread, that clovey spice, a little bit of like a vanilla or a bubble gum, smelling, sweet smelling. So, very, very weedy and bready. It's banana bread with clove and a little bit of vanilla. Aroma: moderate to strong phenols, usually clove, of course it's clove, and fruity esters, typically banana. True. The balance and intensity of the phenol and ester components can vary, but the best examples are reasonably balanced and fairly prominent. The hop character ranges from low to none. That's true. There's like no hops in here. A light to moderate wheat aroma, which might be perceived as bready or grainy, may be present, but other malt characteristics should not. It's true. It doesn't smell like Pilsner malt or anything like that. I mean, it just smells like banana bread. Optionally, but acceptable, aromatics can include a light to moderate vanilla character and or faint bubblegum. None of these optional characteristics should be high or dominant, but often can add to the complexity and balance. So I mean, it's right there for the specs, and to me, it's smelling great. So, I'm tempted to go the full 12 out of 12 on here. In fact, I think I will. I'm gonna go the full 12 out of 12. It smells delectable to me. Let's check the appearance. So this is quite dark for traditional hefeweizen. Like, this looks like a dunkelweizen. I mean, if I hold up to the window, it's more of a really deep copper color, obviously very hazy, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it's, very, very well carbonated, big, 4-finger head. Plus I see a little beer left in the bottle there. Let's check our color on here. You could say 9, maybe even as dark as a 13. I'd say 9 to 13. Although the specs say, I think it's supposed to be, 4 to 6, 2 to 6. So it's actually, I might have to ping it on appearance there. Let's see what they say. Pale straw to golden color, a very thick, moussey, long-lasting whitehead is characteristic. The high protein content of wheat impairs clarity in unfiltered beer, although the level of haze is somewhat variable. Should I give it a 2 on appearance because it's too dark? I think I will. Since I'm going 12 on aroma, we gotta even it out somewhere else. But all right, so now is the best part. Prost. Well, it tastes exactly like it smells. It just tastes like liquid banana bread, although it's more of like a fruity flavor than a bready. Like, it's not a huge, like some of the box that we did, or I did, I should say, over the last month or so. Those were just like huge, thick, like super malty sweet bombs. This is like a lot of banana with bread in the background, obviously, and you get that kind of clove bite right on the finish. Actually, there is like throughout the entire first half, there's a little bit of like a spicy, clovey tingling sensation and flavor but it becomes much more prominent once you hit the apex and it starts going down. A little bit of like a hop character in there too, just a tiny little bit of spicy, earthy thing, just real subtle. I just added the rest of the yeast in there so you can see the glass is even more cloudy. Now let's see if that brings out the esters and phenols. Yeah, I think it's like adding that yeast gives it like a little bit more of like a gritty mouthfeel, a little bit more banana. Doesn't really affect the clove that much. Bitterness is pretty much the same. All right, so here, let's check the specs. Flavor. Low to moderately strong banana and clove flavor. True. I would say, yeah, moderately strong. True. The balance and intensity of the phenol and ester components can vary, but the best examples are reasonably balanced and fairly prominent. True. Yeah, they're definitely very well balanced. Optionally, a very light to moderate vanilla character and or faint bubblegum notes can accentuate the banana flavor, sweetness, and roundness. Neither should be dominant if present. Like, that's absolutely true. There is like a tiny bit of, vanilla and bubblegum, and it is accentuating the banana and the overall sweetness, but it's definitely not dominating it. The soft, somewhat bready or grainy flavor of wheat is complementary, as is a slightly grainy sweet malt character. True. Hop flavor is very low to none, and hop bitterness is very low to moderately low. I agree with that. I'd put it moderately low. Well-rounded, flavorful palate with a relatively dry finish. The perception of sweetness is more due to the absence of hop bitterness than actual residual sweetness. A sweet or heavy finish would significantly impair drinkability. So what am I going to score this as? I think I'm going to go... I could go 18 or 19. I mean, either way, we're looking at a very high score here. I'll say 18. Yeah, even that, I feel like it's a little low. Mouthfeel. Medium light body, high carbonation, very kind of soft, smooth texture. Very refreshing, very crushable. I mean, it's 5.4 ABV, so that's like a little strong for what you might consider a session beer, but in the summer, I would have no problem just throwing back bottle after bottle of these. Let's check the specs. Mouthfeel, medium light to medium body, never heavy, true. Suspended yeast may increase the perception of body. The texture of wheat imparts the sensation of a fluffy, creamy fullness that may progress to a light, spritzy finish aided by a high to very high carbonation, always effervescent. Absolutely true. Yeah, so full 5 out of 5 on mouthfeel there. Overall impression, yeah, it's a 10. This is world-class beer. It's pretty much a perfect beer for the style. The only thing I would really criticize it for is that it's just too dark according to the specs. Yeah, 47 out of 50 for Schneider Weisse Original Tap 7. I think it's still my all-time favorite hefeweizen. I mean, Weizenfanner is really good too, and there's plenty of good. What's actually a really good one is Funky Buddha hefeweizen. That's a good one too. But yeah, if you want a real German half, I recommend this one. But Weizenfanner, Hackershore, Eyinger, they're all pretty comparable. So I'm going very long here. Sorry about that, but I just love this beer. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.